Hi, it's January 18th, 2012, and I've been trying to get little things done around the house, and I find that living here in Kansas for the moment is affirming for me once again that in much of North America, as space is quite abundant, and the type of housing models that were popular over the last 60 years in particular have all encouraged for homes, for the most part, to be much larger than what we actually need in order to live well. I think that a pretty good standard for what is suitable for human habitation and effective living would be to have about 300 square feet or 28 meters squared per person in a dwelling. And I know this is going to sound outrageous to most people because the house that I'm staying in now, the house that I grew up in, is about 960 square feet and considered below average for the Midwest. But now that I've been removed from it for some time, I can see that it's entirely too large for one or even two people to be living in, unless they're running a business out of it, or well, really, that's the only excuse I can think. Even the room that I'm sitting in now, the living room, is probably about 250 or closer to 700 square feet. And while the ceiling isn't extraordinarily high, think of all of the wasted energy as you hear the furnace come on now in the background. To heat and cool this throughout the year. And then the fact that, as you can see, a lot of the surfaces are covered with coats or papers. Well, I'm doing a sort of spell right now on the table right now, hence the 3 candles going. But you can see that an abundance of space encourages clutter to creep up. And you're much better off. Really, this room is just enough for one person to be living here. We don't need to be burdened with so much stuff. And think of how reduced your stress would be if you weren't having to mentally account for so many objects. And also, if something goes wrong and you have to move suddenly, or something doesn't suit you anymore, you're not as obliged to hold on to it. So I really recommend that people look to pare down. If you have an abnormally large home historically, I advise that you dump it while there's still a demand for it, because in 10 or 15 years' time, you can already see trends going that way, unless you're looking to have a commune live in there or rent out the extra space. It's really going to weigh you down as energy and lifestyles change. I wish you all the best. Have a good night. Thanks. Bye.